thank you both for taking the time. It's a pleasure to be in the company of geniuses. How's your day going aside from getting praised a lot?
This is the most praise and this is the evening now, and this is the most praise we've gotten today. So
Yeah.
this is a nice way to wrap up the day, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think genius has been thrown around at us, so this is very nice. Not enough.
No, you haven't called me genius in ages.
No, that's true.
Sorry for bickering in front of you.
Plural.
Genius is
Genii.
Oh, yeah,
You're a
nice.
true genius, you'd know.
Yeah.
So you gave me the improv yes sent. Okay, so
Oh man, yeah.
we were connected because the U.S. invasion and domination continues playing Carnegie Hall. Now, whose idea was it, honestly, to play Carnegie Hall?
Well, it wasn't our agent's idea because he was like, "You are not going to make anywhere near as much money," and we were like, "Yeah, but but Mammy is going to be really impressed."
Yeah.
And Mammy was impressed.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, if there's an opportunity to play somewhere like this, like the most famous theater in the world, probably
Could be, yeah.
I mean, you got to say yes.
We've already done Sydney Opera House, so
This was it.
there you go. Just dropping that little name in there, no worries.
Have either of you actually been to Carnegie Hall before as a spectator?
No, never, man.
No.
Yeah,
I don't feel like they'd let me in the door as a punter.
yeah.
But as
an
artist, it's different. It's
no
different.
problem.
Yeah, they let us get away with things, I guess.
Yeah, I just have it in my head that it's all classical music, and then then us.
Yes, it's obviously not the case. Well, I hope it's not the case. But it does feel that way. That it's only orchestras that ever perform there. But
It obviously isn't, but yeah.
No, my taste for Carnegie Hall is very pedestrian. I think the last thing I saw there was the Beach Boys with John Stamos. I think before that was Bill Murray did something there. The time before
and then
that,
before that, did you see like the Lord of the Rings done with an orchestra in front of it? That kind of mainstreamy kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's a good amount of that. I know Jay-Z played at Carnegie Hall 15 years ago. Ryan Adams, I think, did it 6 months ago.
Oh,
Andrew
no way.
Dice Clay.
This is interesting. So we're only 15 years behind Jay-Z. This is the trajectory we're on. Look where we're going to be in 15. This is pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah.
This is cool.
The concrete jungle where you either make it or you don't make it.
In the case of playing Carnegie Hall, do you have to change up your act for just that one particular night?
Well, but they've told us that Carnegie Hall, the staff, the workings there, that they're very particular about certain things because it's an ancient building, so to speak. Well, so to speak, by American standards, it's an ancient building, and that we won't be allowed to do certain things. So there's a point in our show where we. And I know there's going to be a problem with this. There's a bit in the show, and it's a spoiler. Well, whatever. Call it a trailer. There's a bit where we will eat crisps in the pitch black for at least maybe a minute. Well, maybe an hour.
A bag of chips. Yeah.
A bag of chips. Sorry, for the Americans. Yes,
for the Americans.
I reckon they're going to have problems with getting chips on the mic because they're speaking so close.
Well, there's also a bit in the show where we spill a gallon of milk on the stage. So I can't wait to see. Basically, come and see our last ever show in Carnegie Hall. I think should be the pitch for this because I don't think
the legal fees are going to be through the roof afterwards.
They won't be inviting us back, maybe. But listen, it'll have been ticked off the bucket list at that stage, so it's all good, right?
Yeah, Mammy's proud. Happy days.
Now, what do you anticipate for this show? What do you think the breakdown is going to be of people from Ireland versus Americans who call themselves Irish?
Ooh, it's a good question. You see, you can always, we know by looking at a ticket sales report, how the breakdowns work a little bit. So, real Irish people will not buy a ticket early. When we do our US tour and the show sell out, the only people who email us looking for tickets are real people are people who were born in Ireland. Irish Americans, much more organized. So there's been a dilution of the genes there since Ireland, and they found this level of organization over the decades and generations living in the States, which a true Irish person would never have.
And the Irish people will assume that it's only Irish people going, and that no one in America that we wouldn't have any interest in America. It would only be the Irish diaspora, and they probably know all of them in town. So they won't be expecting to see so many Americans.
I have to say, I hope the more Americans, the better. That's
Yes.
it. Whenever you tour anywhere, you always want it to be a flavor of whatever city you're in. You know what I mean? Like, and just you get that vibe. So,
And it will be
I think it will be in New York. It will
in
be.
New York.
Yeah.
It will be. Yeah. In most of the states, it's been mostly natives that have been coming to see us, but and everyone expects it to be otherwise. But it is like mostly green card carrying. Are they green cards, or are they the people who come in? Are they temporary? Now I'm getting very technical.
You've lost me,
Yeah,
and I
no,
don't know.
You know your stuff right
A citizen,
there.
a U.S. citizen.
US citizen.
It's getting very murky.
A taxpayer.
Yeah.
Well, you can be a green card, you can be a U.S. citizen, you can be on a H-1B visa. There's so many options, but somebody with a green card who's from Carlo, have you ever heard of that town, Carlo?
Yeah. Yes, and you've said it.
Yeah.
Quite well. That's really good.
Yeah.
They gave me a question to ask you if you'll entertain fan questions.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, do it.
They said, your comedy is very Irish-centric. How do you engage the non-Irish population?
Is it though? They think it's Irish-centric.
I think when we started out, we thought our comedy was Irish centric. I mean, like for even our stage stuff, and then maybe some of our videos that we do. But we found with the videos, like even stuff that we think is uniquely an Irish mother, and then we have people in India going, "No, this is
my mother.
This is my mother."
Oh, you've got my house bugged. That's crazy. How did you know she says that?
You have it in Japan, you have it in Senegal. They're always like, this is a Senegalese mother. So stuff that I think we thought was very Irish, or Irish people had been claiming, is quite universal. And also when we develop our show, we develop it at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. We've done that for years and years and years, and it's always to an international audience. We learned early on that there was like, in our first year or so, that there was a couple of words that were uniquely Irish that we were using that nobody was understanding.
Crisps.
Like we had crisps. There you go. There was one that we were still trying to kick that out. There was one as well. Do you know what a sliced pan is?
No, what's a sliced pan?
Yeah. Okay. So it's like a loaf of bread that is pre-sliced. So you'd go to the shop and grab us a sliced pan. So in Edinburgh, we had that in our show. And these Americans came up after the show and were like, we really liked it. Thanks very much for the show. And we're like, yeah, cool. And they were like, one question. The sliced pan? Wait, turns out they were imagining a frying pan sliced up for the whole sketch.
Or a skillet was probably what they think.
A skillet.
Skillet, yeah. Skillet, pan. What is a pan?
Cupboard, press.
If we say pan, what do you think?
Well, if you speak Spanish, pan is bread, but I would have thought it was a frying pan too.
Okay, right.
There's layers to this. But no, we tried to keep it simple. And Edinburgh weeds out any of the Irishisms that kind of slip in there.
Well, that question was courtesy of Marina Marr from Carlo, and Kathy Marr wanted to know how you feel about performing for family members. Is that awkward? Is it pleasant?
Well, yeah, all our parents are actually coming to the Carnegie Hall show, so that's going to be interesting. They were like, "There's a big day out for the families." How does it feel performing to families? Pretty good. I mean, we don't have anything like.
Moment.
I often see like there's some comedians who I love and they're absolutely filthy, and I'd laugh my ass off, or they're really mean and angry or filthy, whatever it is, and I love it. I just love that type of comedy, kind of. But I'm like, I don't know how I couldn't do that if my mother was in the room. I don't know how they do that. I don't know. That might be a kind of an Irish thing. There's not too many very angry, filthy Irish comics. I think we're just so worried about our mum coming in to the show.
Just
have to do that
Bishop.
sort of a true. Huh?
Just Des Bishop.
Jez Bishop.
Oh, because he's
Filthy
quite
comic.
sexual in his kind of
jokes,
I guess. Yeah.
That's the small part of America that's still left in him,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've got 3 quick questions and then I let you go. And the first one is, I keep talking about Carnegie Hall. And the reason I'm doing that is because the algorithm picks it up and the SEO picks it up, and you just keep saying Carnegie Hall and it sells out. But you know what's coming up after Carnegie Hall, how far ahead that the group is looking?
In terms of like the US tour in Canada, or
in general, some people book themselves out 2-3 years in advance, and they're these vision board kind of people, and then other people just do one tour at a time and wait to see what the results are.
Yeah, we've got our tour booked out now for the next 2 years, which is really nice. And it's nice seeing all those dates kind of line up and fun.
Thinking of moving to a 3-year model, we're not quite sure.
Sure.
Sticking with the 2 for the moment.
We would like though, because we've been doing it's been over 10 years doing like the online sketches. And I think now we're just starting to get the itch to put together this is going to sound so vague, so broad, but no, we want something.
Be vague. Be vaguer.
We want a sitcom or a movie or both.
A mixture of the 2.
Or a movie sitcom.
That's vague.
But no, we're working up some projects now in the background. We have a little bit of space in this tour. We haven't booked it as heavily, and it's kind of with a view to giving us a bit of time to work up some stuff. We've had projects in the past that kind of got close to making it, and then we kind of let it go just to focus on the live show, which is, to be fair, what we love doing the most. But just
the closest thing we got to making was something with Michael Key or Keegan Key.
Yeah.
Keegan Michael Key. I knew there was a Michael in there somewhere.
The man has too many names, and he knows he does.
He knows it. He knows he's messing with my head. Yeah, we had something with him that was almost got over the line, but didn't quite make it there, and that was our closest one yet.
Yeah. But I think now we're back in that action, and hopefully,
something.
Hopefully something.
So you can't keep on doing what you're doing. Do you know? You'll only get stale. Or can we? Can we?
I don't think you get stale. Well, that actually was one of the other things I wanted to ask you about. When I think of your group, and I use the word geniuses before genii, whatever it is, sometimes with comedians, a lot of things didn't get made or a lot of things didn't come out to fruition. So were there a number of things with the group that didn't happen publicly?
Oh yeah, there's been lots of stuff. Like the BBC have been really good to us in the UK.
I wouldn't say really good, but
they gave us a few. They gave us a few shots at it early on.
Yeah, they did.
And that thing that we talked about with Keegan Michael, that was like the one that got you're being flown over to America. You're like, whoa, this is fancy, and that was close. And then obviously COVID came along. That was that was a whole other thing where we just kind of
focused on the videos,
focused online, which was it ended up being great for us.
Ended up being really fruitful.
Is there other stuff? Yeah, there's always stuff. I think everybody has stuff, but the next project is definitely going to get made.
Yeah,
100%.
Be it a movie,
we'll just make it ourselves.
Yeah, Mivcom, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a series of 90-minute episodes of a sitcom. It's never been done before.
Well, I like
a lot.
It's ambitious.
It's like a lot.
We're going to go from 3-minute sketches to 90 minutes. All right, love it.
It's possible. I mean, real time was perfected by the show 24 in the first season or two. So real time comedy pioneers.
I love it, man.
You have the beep, beep, beep. Yeah,
this is happening. They're going to watch back. This is it. They're going to come back to this podcast. This is where it began.
Yeah, I will impression of the 24 sound effect, but I have a bit of a cold right now. I can barely hit those notes.
I got that. And the last question I have is, we won't name him, but our mutual friend who's in your crew.
Yes.
Big ska guy. Are there any ska people in your ensemble?
I mean, I think I'm the closest to it. Because I know that
ska
type of music, that kind of thing, and kind of that funky kind of stuff.
It's not me anyway.
So I know NoFX is a big NoFX fan.
Great.
I'm a massive NoFX fan as well. So that's our bond, and that's how we kind of we will talk, and the other guys will feel alienated.
Yeah.
And
is this emo now? This is like My Bloody Valentine now.
See, this is why I don't talk to him about this kind of stuff.
Is this more Blink-182, or that's not ska enough for you guys?
Is this why I don't talk to him about this kind of stuff?
I still haven't hit the nail on the head.
My Bloody Valentine, My Chemical Romance. It's a very telling thing.
Yeah.
Because that's not it, right? That's not it. I know.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday. You too.
That's ska, is it? That's what that's what I know. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you guys just.
Have you talked to our mutual friend recently? Is he doing good?
We text. There's a lot of memes that get shared related to ska, punk rock, 90s wrestling, and our town of Long Beach, which they call the Irish Riviera. So bottom line is, I'm excited for your Carnegie Hall show. I hope the eventual 90-minute sitcom movie thing happens. I'm looking forward to that. And
budget.
Looking forward to your future domination of the States. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Alvin. It's an absolute pleasure, man.
Thanks, Darren.
Lovely chatting to you.
Man.
Paltrocast.